Now, we all know Caitlin Clark turned the league down, right? Well, this source close to A'ja Wilson is claiming they offered A'ja Wilson more money than Caitlin Clark to play in this league.
A'ja Wilson's reaction to Caitlin Clark's big Unrivaled league offer and her stunning decision to reject it has fans buzzing. A'ja really thinks she's the star player.
So that has been the biggest thing, is speculation around if Caitlin Clark would be playing. The league also said that they would give her equity in the league. So from this note, the internet kind of ran wild with that, including myself, because another player who is also number 22, who a lot of people have also been speculating about, is A'ja Wilson.
A'ja Wilson also somehow is feeling sorry for herself. She believes that WNBA players have the toughest schedule and blamed her team's loss in the semifinals this year on that.
Just like, there's no way one of the biggest nights of my life, I have to like be rushed. It's insane. So yeah, I would have to say our schedule is pretty crazy. And for us, we had 6 Olympians this year. So that's like half our roster gone. And while other teams may have their whole roster, so they can like train, they can
practice, hoop, do all
like
that.
go on vacation, they can rest. So like it's a lot, and I'm surprised we did what we did this year, because it was just a lot of just stuff going on.
Caitlin Clark and A'ja Wilson are two of the most well-known women's basketball players. Yet their paths to success have been extremely different. Both have achieved remarkable success, but their paths, the kinds of play they bring to the court, and the ways they engage with fans could not be more distinct.
And A'ja Wilson is annoyed by how the league grew. I'm baffled. I mean, they went from a $60 million television contract to a $260 million a year television contract, and these players are mad.
Their opposing styles provide an intriguing comparison of how different players get to the top of women's basketball, but only one can genuinely be regarded as the game's face.
We'll see how Unrivaled does without Caitlin Clark. They could still succeed, but we know what it would have meant if they had secured her on one of those rosters.
A'ja Wilson is well known in the WNBA as a versatile forward who can dominate both ends of the game. Standing 6 feet 4 inches and combining size, skill, and agility, she can score in the lane, extend the floor with a mid-range game, and block shots like a pro. Her presence is felt everywhere. She's a relentless rebounder, an elite defender, and a steady leader for the Las Vegas Aces. Wilson is often compared to the WNBA's most dominant players like Breanna Stewart or Diana Taurasi. She has become the foundation of her team, the player you can rely on in clutch moments, and the one who will put her stamp on every game.
So, A'ja Wilson is completely delusional. And I'm not joking when I say that, like, completely delusional. Like, a level of delusion I'm not sure I've seen in a sports person.
Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, is a 6'0" guard who plays a completely different style. Known for her sensational three-point shooting range, Clark has revolutionized the game by making shots from deep beyond the arc seem effortless. Her ability to hit pull-up threes, even under pressure, has made her a threat from anywhere on the court. Clark's offensive arsenal doesn't stop there. Her vision and passing make her a dynamic playmaker, while her speed and quickness allow her to attack the basket effectively.
People always forget to mention that she dropped 20 points on Dejanay Carrington's head top. Her WNBA debut, she dropped 20 points on Dejanay Carrington's head top. You knew Caitlin Clark was going to be something special right off the bat.
Unlike Wilson, who focuses on dominating physically, Clark's game is predicated on her ability to shoot the ball from anywhere and stretch the defense, making her a constant threat in transition and in half-court sets. She's often compared to NBA legends like Stephen Curry due to her shooting range and the way she spaces the floor for her teammates. When it comes to marketability, Clark has clearly carved out a massive presence. Her rise in the sport has come at a time when women's basketball is gaining more mainstream attention, thanks to social media, streaming platforms, and a cultural shift that's finally giving female athletes the spotlight they deserve.
and she's already getting a shoe deal. Meanwhile, Aja Wilson has a laundry list of accomplishments that includes 2 MVP awards, okay, and 2 national championships for the Aces. Or I should say world championships. They call it world championships in the pros. So I'm a little bit confused as to how she's not marketable now.
Clark's ability to transcend basketball has made her a recognizable figure even outside of the sport. With a massive social media following, endorsement deals, and sponsorships, she's become a trailblazer for the future of women's sports. Clark has a unique ability to connect with younger fans who see her not only as a basketball player, but as a cultural icon. Her brand is centered around authenticity, confidence, and fearlessness. Aja Wilson, though also a star, has not reached the same level of cultural influence as Clark. Wilson is still an incredibly marketable figure in her own right, but her appeal seems more confined to traditional basketball audiences. She's often viewed as the epitome of a hard-working, fundamentally sound player. An incredible talent, but one whose profile is still growing when compared to Clark's meteoric rise. Wilson's marketability has certainly increased over the years, especially with her leadership of the Las Vegas Aces and her role in the WNBA. But it's clear that Clark's meteoric rise has opened new doors for what it means to be a star in women's basketball.
When you're talking about GOATs of the W, I need my name to be up there, at least top 3. Like, that's my goal, is like, I want something like, when you're thinking of women's basketball, when you're thinking of the W, I want my name to be on it.
Come on, tell them, Asia, tell them.
Takes, like, whatever it needs to get there, whether it's the rings, whether it's the accolades individually, like, I want to be up there in that category.
You on your way. Being a champion already, only 26. Y'all got firepower now. MVP, 2-time. Two times. She got the defensive player of the year. She's a gold medalist.
Yeah.
She's got her own statue at 26. They do that when you like 50, 60.
Crazy.
You don't feel none of the pressure though? No bullshit. You on like some LeBron shit with what you accomplished at such an early age. You're on pace to really break a ton of records. No pressure?
It's just fun.
Yeah.
This is like my life. I love it. I love to hoop. Just putting the ball in the basket is really it.
When it comes to legacy, Aja Wilson is already an icon within the WNBA. Her MVP season, championship aspirations, and consistency have made her one of the most respected players in the league. However, her impact on the game has been somewhat more traditional. She's changed the landscape of the WNBA through her work ethic, leadership, and elite level of play. If she continues on her trajectory, she will undoubtedly leave a lasting mark on the league as one of its greatest. Clark has the potential to reshape women's basketball's relationship with the wider sports world, just as players like Serena Williams did for tennis. While both Aja Wilson and Caitlin Clark have made indelible marks on women's basketball, they represent different types of excellence in the sport. Wilson's dominance in the WNBA and her steady rise to superstardom reflect the power of hard work, versatility, and leadership. Meanwhile, Clark's ability to captivate audiences with her thrilling style of play and her off-court influence reveals the power of being a generational talent, with the ability to connect with the next wave of fans. Now, talking about Aja Wilson and Caitlin Clark that are 2 of WNBA brightest stars, recent events have sparked rumors of tension between them. Caitlin Clark, known for her jaw-dropping performances and growing stardom, was offered a game-changing deal by the Unrivaled League, a new, flashy platform aimed at revolutionizing women's basketball. The multi-million-dollar contract would have placed Clark as the league's marquee player, but in a surprising move, she turned it down.
Well, now, jealous WNBA players will have the opportunity to earn. Well, now, jealous WNBA players will have the opportunity to earn that credit. Now, players like Angel Reese, they will be given the chance to test their star power because the Great White Hope, the only chance that Unrivaled had to succeed, the only way that people would actually watch this new league, yesterday afternoon, Caitlin Clark, she officially rejected their offer. Caitlin Clark essentially told Unrivaled, "You're on your own. Good luck making it without me."
However, according to reports, Wilson wasn't thrilled about Clark's massive offer. especially as it highlighted a growing divide between established WNBA stars and rising college talents. Fans speculate that Wilson might feel overshadowed, particularly as Clark's name continues to grab headlines. This brewing drama has ignited debates across social media. Is Wilson justified in her frustration, or is this a case of misunderstanding? Supporters of Wilson argue she deserves equal recognition for her accomplishments, while Clark's fans applaud her decision to prioritize her legacy over flashy deals. A'ja Wilson, the reigning WNBA MVP and a cornerstone of the league, has reportedly also declined an offer to join. But behind the scenes, rumors are flying. Sources close to the situation suggest Wilson believes she was offered a significantly larger deal than Clark, a claim that fans and insiders are calling nonsense. Why would Wilson think this? Some speculate it stems from her established dominance in the WNBA and her long-standing reputation as a top-tier player. However, others believe it may reflect an underlying tension between the sport's rising stars and its established elite. The drama has left fans divided. Is Wilson underestimating the spotlight on Clark, or is the league stoking competition between its potential stars to create buzz?
A couple more from Zoom before we return to the room. Pepper, you're up. Pepper, you're going to be followed by Mike Gillespie.
All right, congratulations to you both.
A'ja, we're on Zoom. You can't see me.
Oh.
I'm part of the ABC Columbia sports team here back in Columbia.
Being such a dominant force in the WNBA and reigning MVP, A'ja Wilson has long established herself as one of basketball's premier players. But recently, it's become clear that she may be underestimating the true star power of Caitlin Clark. While Wilson views herself as the undeniable MVP that every league would love to land, the reality is that the Unrivaled League's focus is squarely on one player, Caitlin Clark. Clark, the college basketball sensation known for her incredible shooting range, clutch performances, and fiery personality, has captivated fans nationwide. Her star power transcends the court, making her one of the most marketable and talked-about athletes in the game. It's no surprise that the Unrivaled League has placed her at the center of its promotional strategy. In fact, their last signing video, a 22-minute-long spectacle, was designed to make it seem like Clark was joining the league.
Has to be Caitlin, and it's probably A'ja too. Like, that would be the big bang they needed for this league, and that would be like the right moment to announce those two players last. Now, another reason that people were speculating that Caitlin Clark might be joining Unrivaled is because Unrivaled has now announced that and Easter eggs and reading between the lines, all of these things, like, it has to be them. It has to be Caitlin, and it's probably A'ja too. Like, that would be the big bang they needed for this league, and that would be like the right moment to announce those two players last. Now, another reason that people were speculating that Caitlin Clark might be joining Unrivaled is because Unrivaled has now announced that one of their partners, one of their sponsors for the league, is also State Farm.
For A'ja Wilson, who has spent years in the WNBA building her own legacy, this can't be easy to swallow. Despite her accolades, Wilson seems to be struggling with the fact that Caitlin Clark is, and will always be, the bigger star in this conversation. Clark's influence extends far beyond basketball, while Wilson, as dominant as she is, has yet to capture that same level of mainstream attention. Wilson's inability to accept this reality is palpable, as it's clear she's not ready to step aside for Clark. But the truth is, the Unrivaled League and basketball fans are gravitating toward Clark's star power, and it's a narrative that Wilson may find hard to shake.
I walked into that room and handed you the MVP trophy, and guess what? You are the 2024.
However, A'ja Wilson, the WNBA MVP and one of the league's most decorated players, has proven herself time and again as a dominant force on the court. Yet, there's a growing sense of jealousy bubbling beneath the surface as the spotlight shifts increasingly toward Caitlin Clark. So, let's be clear. A'ja Wilson is a phenomenal player and an incredible talent. She's earned accolades including her MVP, her leadership on the court, and her role as a cornerstone of the WNBA. However, despite all of her achievements, there's one undeniable truth. Caitlin Clark is the draw. It's Clark who's turning heads with her dazzling performances, and it's Clark who is generating the kind of buzz that can't be ignored. When the Unrivaled League began its search for stars to elevate its viewership, Clark was the name everyone wanted. She's the face that will attract fans, boost ratings, and sell merchandise. And here's where the problem lies for A'ja Wilson. The Unrivaled League has its sights set on Clark not just because of her skill, but because of her magnetic presence. The league understands that without Clark, viewership numbers would struggle.
It's official. Caitlin Clark declined being a part of the Unrivaled Basketball Club. I know I said it's official, and she actually hasn't put out a statement yet, but ESPN is reporting on it, so I'm sure there's credibility. And I know this makes a lot of people happy. Caitlin Clark fans didn't want her playing. Caitlin Clark haters didn't want her playing. I don't know exactly where that leaves me because I just wanted to see the girl hoop. But I'm happy for anything that makes her happy. Selfishly, I just didn't want to wait until April to see her with a basketball again.
She's the one fans will tune in for. And A'ja? Well, despite her dominance in the WNBA, she is having a hard time accepting that. Her jealousy is beginning to shine through as she realizes that, as much as she's worked to become the face of the women's game, she's being overshadowed by someone younger, more dynamic, and much more electrifying in the eyes of fans and advertisers alike. For A'ja, it must be a tough pill to swallow. She's spent years earning respect, building her reputation, and becoming a household name in women's basketball. But now, as Caitlin Clark continues to rise, there's a growing sense that A'ja's place at the top may be threatened. The truth is, A'ja's star power doesn't extend in the same way that Clark's does. Although A'ja may be trying so hard to convince herself and others that her MVP title should place her on a pedestal, but see, the reality is that in today's sports climate, the game is changing. It's no longer just about raw talent, it's about marketability, influence, and cultural impact.
I think she's being a rookie in this league. She's taking it day by day. I know it's not easy, a lot of noise going around her and her team, but she's taking it as the best way she can. And it's a lot of it. It's just a bunch of, I can't even cuss, it's just a bunch of and I know it gets tired of it, and I know she gets tired of it, but she is who she is, and that's all you can ask for from a rookie. I think the expectations coming in, we're going to be that anyways. Every number one draft pick has those expectations. You're probably never going to live up to everyone's expectations, and I think she's understanding that. She's going out there and being her, and that's pretty much all you can ask for. So hype, no hype, I think she's just being who she is, and that's all you can ever ask for.
The fact that the Unrivaled League is throwing everything at Clark, trying to get her on their side, shows how much they understand her value. Without her, the league could have a serious problem with attracting the viewership and engagement they need to succeed. This isn't just about basketball, it's about branding. And A'ja Wilson is starting to realize that her traditional approach to success might not be enough in today's hyper-competitive, media-driven world. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, has what it takes to captivate a global audience, and that's exactly what the Unrivaled League needs. While A'ja is still a force to be reckoned with on the court, it's clear that Clark is the one who has the power to move the needle and take women's basketball to the next level. But the question now is, will A'ja find a way to reclaim the spotlight? Or will she continue to feel overshadowed by the rising star power of Caitlin Clark? One thing's for sure, the tension between these two basketball giants is far from over, and it's only a matter of time before the next chapter of this saga unfolds. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.